At Wind River Resort and Casino, we like to celebrate life's little moments. Oh, and the big ones too, because around here, when you're completely in the moment, that's when the magic happens. Come in and find your moment at Wind River Resort and Casino.
Happy Friday morning to you all. It is Friday. Yeah, I just said that, right? It's Friday, May 31st. It is the last day of the month. What's interesting about today is, so far, the valley has yet to hit 100 degrees. It's always kind of that turning point, right, where we kind of transition into summer, and once we hit 100 degrees, we're like, all right, it's all over. It's going to be hot forever, right? A couple weeks ago, 99 degrees out at the Reading Airport, but didn't touch 100. Today, I think it's going to be about the same. 98, 99, maybe touching 100 degrees. But here's the thing, all bets are off for next week. And we're going to get into that here a little bit later as far as how hot it's going to get next week. But you're probably hearing about it. You're probably on social media. You're probably, watching TV stations, right, talking about this major heat that's heading our way. And of course, you've probably been watching Weather NorCal. I hope you are. I hope you've been watching Weather NorCal to get your weather updates because, yes, talking about some big heat that is heading our way. But before we get to all that, let's get you out the door this morning. For those of you that just want to check in with the weather before you head out the door, here it is. Temperatures, look how much warmer it is in Reading than it is Chico. Winds are gusty this morning in Reading once again. That's keeping those temperatures mild, 76 degrees. Keep in mind the average high is about 85 for this time of the year. So we're about 10 degrees, almost 10 degrees below where we typically are for the daytime high. The coast temperature is upper 40s to low 50s. Visibility looking pretty good out there. Take a look at Trinidad. This is north of Trinidad at Elk Country. Things are looking pretty good over there. So all in all, looks like we've got some mainly clear skies out there this morning. Let's get you out the door this morning for your May 31st, the last day of May. We're going into June, folks. That's tomorrow. Temperature about 73 degrees, 8 o'clock this morning for the valley. But of course, that depends on where you are. Reading, yes. Chico, probably more like the mid to upper 60s. For Trinity County, around 60, 51 degrees for the north coast. And there you can see upper 50s for Siskiyou County and in the eastern mountains. Winds right now, well, they were a little bit stronger earlier. They've kind of died down a little bit out at the Reading Airport, but still, those winds are expected to be, I'm talking about the winds are going to be weaker today, and you can see here at noon, that's the case. It's going to be about 10 miles per hour. This is great for the valley. However, still gusty along the coast, by the way. But look at this afternoon. Look at this evening. You see how the winds are starting to pick up? Now we're back up to, especially the north and west side of the valley, 20, 30 miles per hour again. So we're going to have the lower fire danger today, but then that'll be picking up again later this afternoon and evening. Now, tonight, still pretty gusty out there, and that'll continue to tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, actually, they die down before they pick back up again. So look at the fire weather risk for today. We're kind of in the, yellows there. That's indicating that moderate fire danger. So again, as you go later on in the day, though, 5, 6 o'clock, that gets more in the high fire danger because those winds are picking back up. So what we've got here is a ridge of high pressure that's in place. It's giving us the mainly sunny skies and those hot temperatures. But that swirl of low pressure to our west, that's what's going to bring us some rain, possibly, and cooler weather. And when I say rain, for the mountains, not the valley. But look at this afternoon. We're actually still seeing the potential for a few stray showers in the eastern mountains, and eventually, later on this evening tonight, Modoc County getting in on it. And then right around midnight, we start to see that rain move out, and it's dry after that. High temperatures yesterday, we were in the low to mid 90s, pretty much as expected. Actually, not as warm as expected. And this right here, when I look at this and then I see the trend for today, I'm having a hard time believing all of us are going to touch 100 degrees today. I don't think it's going to happen. I think most of us are going to be below 100 degrees, including Reading. In fact, take a look at today. I'm expecting about 98 degrees for Reading, pretty much 98 is the magic number. Now, again, some of us could touch 100, especially the north end of the valley around Reading. So 98, 99, probably 97, 98 for Chico, right? So this is kind of those give or take type of situations when we're looking at the valley. For the mountains, look at that, 80s. Although Lassen Park about 70, 79 degrees for Aden, 87 for Mount Shasta City, and in the low to mid 60s along the coast. So looking at your 7-day outlook, this is where we start to see some big changes, right? So we're dropping down into the mid to upper 80s by Monday. This is beautiful, right? You're loving the beginning of the week. And then just like that, we go into the triple digits by Tuesday and especially into Wednesday, Thursday. Now, I want to point out the temperatures you're seeing there. You are going to go on an app. You're going to go watch TV stations. You're going to watch all get different information. What you'll probably notice if you're checking several different sources is that you're seeing highs anywhere from 103 to over 110 degrees, 111, 112, right? So why are we not seeing that here? Well, we're going to go into that a lot more detail here in just a second. But I want to kind of get all of you out the door for those of you that need to get the forecast here. We take a look at your coast, inland, and Weaverville. By Monday, everyone, the mountains, the inland areas, the coast, all seeing a chance for showers Monday. The valley will be dry on Monday, though. Okay, and then we go into your Mount Shasta, Alturas, and Susanville. So for today, isolated showers. You're going to be dry today, Alturas, okay? But later this evening, you may see an isolated shower. Not guaranteed, but it's not out of the question. Same thing for Susanville and the Eastern Mountains in general. Mainly dry through the first half of the day. Then late afternoon, early evening, you start to see some showers. Then, of course, all of the mountains has that chance for showers on Monday and that warmer weather going into next week. Especially as we go into Tuesday, Wednesday. Look at that lake. Lake Orville looking beautiful. Looks like a glass lake again. So the winds are not that strong down to the south, but they're much stronger up to the north. Take a look at Main Street, Chico. Yeah, I mean, yesterday we were looking at those trees and they were blowing in the wind. Okay, now we take you out to Highway 99 at Neal Road. Remember yesterday, this camera was shaking all over the place because of the gusty winds. Not the case this morning, at least for Butte County, right? The winds are much calmer there. Now, unfortunately, this camera's not moving, but if you were to see the movement, you would see that those trees are blowing in the wind. In fact, let's do this. Let's do this for you. Let's go to, what are we doing here? There it is. Let's take a look at the Sundial Bridge camera. Doesn't really look like the winds are really blowing over at Sundial Bridge either. So the winds are starting to subside this morning. In fact, I was watching the winds blowing this morning out my window, and I'm seeing less of that. So they are showing signs of dying down going into the noon hour, but they will pick back up. They will pick back up here later on this afternoon and in particular this evening. All right, one reminder, there's a free Weather NorCal app downloaded today from the App Store. Just search for Weather NorCal. There's also a free Weather NorCal app for your Amazon Fire Stick or your Roku. Search for Weather NorCal and you can watch the 24-hour channel, which is of course where you can find Coffee with Krueger as well, what you're watching right now. If you have a smart TV, and most likely you do, all you have to do is have it connected to the internet, and there is most likely a YouTube app on your smart TV, and you can go to the Weather NorCal YouTube channel. Not only watch the 24-hour streaming channel, but you can also watch the latest forecast as well. Well, today is Friday. It is our pet of the week. So let's take a look at Lego out at the Haven Humane Society. Hello everyone, Mike Krueger, Weather NorCal. This is Pet of the Week, sponsored by Cottonwood Vet and Small Animal Clinic. We are at Haven Humane Society, and we've got Katrina from Haven Humane, and this is Lego. It looks like some kind of, maybe a lab mix of sorts?
Yeah, we have him as a lab mix.
Okay.
I'm not sure what else. He's not a very big guy, as you can see, and he is 2 years old, so he is full grown.
Full grown. This is good size.
Yeah, no, he's a really good boy. He's pretty easygoing most of the time. He's very friendly. As you can see, he just hopped right up here on his own and just wanted to sit with us and hang out, and I would say that's his personality most of the time.
And
which
very
is nice.
chill, like not, I mean, there might be moments you might get in people's faces like, no, because I kind of asked for it, but for the most part, pretty chill and doesn't like get all up on in your business in your sense, really.
No, he's a pretty mature guy, super friendly.
Yeah.
I think he would do good in most homes, especially since he isn't, super big.
Yeah.
It helps for if you have like a weight limit or you're just not ready to take on like a very large dog. Just super sweet, easygoing guy, and he already knows some commands.
Ooh,
yeah.
Good. You like your commands. So there's a cool special going on right now, right?
Yeah, so actually this Saturday on June 1st, we're doing a free adoption day. So that's going to be really cool. I would definitely give us a call if you're wanting to take part in that and schedule an appointment. It'll just make the process a lot easier for you. But you can definitely also come down to the shelter though without an appointment if you are thinking about adopting someone that day.
Well, that is really awesome. You got to love that. Adoption day is this Saturday,
Yes.
June 1st. So if you're watching this after June 1st, obviously it will no longer be in effect. But if you're interested in Lego or any other animals they have here at Haven Humane, be sure to give the number at the bottom of your screen a call, and they'll take care of you here at Haven Humane. I'm sure Lego would love to go home with you. That's right, I'm pointing to you over there. So be sure to do that. We'll see you next week for Pet of the Week. So Lego is a really awesome dog because definitely had just kind of that right amount of energy. You know, not all up in your business, not up in your face, but when you kind of asked for it, you kind of put your face up to their face, in Lego's face. You know, you went there and just licking your face. So just chill, was just very well behaved. As Katrina mentioned, also knows several commands. So you have a really good start. I think a really good foundation with Lego to really make this just a great dog and would make your home very happy, I think. So absolutely fell in love with the dog right away. I think you will too once you meet Lego for the first time. All right, let's see how everyone's doing this morning. We've got Dizzy saying good morning to everyone. We've also got Tracy saying good morning. Curtis saying light northwest breeze this morning. It's 7 miles west of Red Bluff. At 70 degrees right now. And Rebecca saying good morning from Paradise. And how about Pam George just chimed in here saying good morning as well. So I want to thank you all so much for tuning in this morning. Now, we were talking about what you're seeing here as you go to several different apps and as you're looking at different sources for weather. Because, listen, I know that you can come here to get the most accurate, reliable forecast. And this is really a good one-stop shop if you want the most accurate forecast. But I get it. If you see there's some kind of change in the forecast and you want to see what other sources are saying and what others are thinking. So if you've been kind of searching around, you're probably seeing highs next week, 105 degrees in the valley, Redding in particular, right? But then you might be seeing some apps showing 110, 111, 112 degrees. And you're probably thinking, well, what's the deal? What's going on here? Well, here's the thing. You see, I like to be upfront with you as much as I can. So there is a big discrepancy in the two main forecast models that we look at, the European forecast model and the GFS American forecast model. So I want to show you something here. And this right now, we are looking at the European forecast model. So we kind of go through the weekend. That's not really not what we want to focus on. Now look right there. You see that big dome, that big ridge? See the area pink that's over Northern California? That is a ridge of high pressure. Now, based on this model, that puts that ridge of high pressure, that dome of heat, right on top of us. This would support 110 plus degree temperatures. Okay, and then it shows signs of kind of sticking around through the week, and then it kind of gets pushed out by an area of low pressure to the west, and we see temperatures begin to drop toward the end of next week into that next weekend. All right, so again, keep in mind, that's where it's showing the center of the ridge of high pressure. That's an important thing to take note of. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take you to the GFS forecast model. Now let's let this load up. It looks like it's going to take its own sweet time, of course, as we're, there we go. Looks like, yeah, there we go. It's loading up. So take a look at where, let's see how the big difference is. Look where the dome of high pressure is. Instead of on top of us, it's showing the dome of high pressure over the Four Corners region. That doesn't support 110 plus degree temperatures. This discrepancy between the two forecast models, this has been the case all week long. European forecast model trending hotter, the GFS forecast model trending cooler, or not as hot. So take a look at the GFS. All right, so you see where it says 101 degrees, that's Tuesday. You see where it says 106 degrees, that's Wednesday, and then 100 degrees on Thursday. That's the GFS, kind of taking those temperatures. Take a look at the European. Look at Tuesday, already up to 102. Wednesday, 110. Thursday, 114. And the temperatures start to drop after that. So you see there's a big difference in that. So when you're trying to plan for next week, you're like, well, I would say this, bottom line, plan for hot temperatures next week. That's the bottom line. It's going to be hot. It's going to be the hottest we've seen so far for the year. So there's no doubt about that in my mind. Okay, so my advice to you is be prepared now for the heat. Make sure your air conditioning is working. Do me a favor, call my friends over at Dennis's Heating and Air and have them check your air conditioning before this heat wave arrives and make sure it works. Turn it on now. Make sure it works. And if it doesn't, well, you know who to call. Dennis's Heating and Air, right? That's what you need to do. All right. So that's kind of what I wanted to really point out, because again, there's so many different resources, and you get on social media and you see those 110 plus degree temperatures. And the thing is, there are media outlets that love to take advantage of that to get clicks. It's going to be 110, it's going to be 115, without really talking about the story behind it, because that may not happen. Okay, so that's what I want you to take out of this forecast as we go into next week. I'm going to be working this weekend, by the way, so keep checking in over the weekend as I take a look at the latest forecast model data and keep you updated with all that. But I tell you what, bottom line, yes, next week is going to be the hottest we've seen so far for the year. All right, let's get to the forecast. Before we do that, we all want to mention our sponsor, which is Wind River Resort and Casino. At Wind River Resort and Casino, enjoy friendly service, a wide variety of specials and promotions, plus all of your favorite slots and table games. So we look at the current temperatures out there right now, and we were talking about this earlier. The winds are strong out at the Redding Airport. That's why it's 76. Winds not as strong in Chico, much calmer. That's why it's 66. A 10-degree spread from north to south. Temperatures around the upper 40s, about 50 along the coast. We are mainly above 30, although I'm mainly above 40, right? But Bernie at about 39 degrees. 45 for Chester, 47 degrees right now in El Turris. All right, so your headlines. Weaker winds, but still breezy today. The winds have already started showing signs of getting weaker. They're going to die down for the valley by noon, and then they'll pick back up again later this afternoon and evening. We'll take a closer look at that here in a second. But bottom line, still moderate to high fire danger through the weekend. Now, the valley today will be flirting with 100 degrees. It could possibly be the first time we see 100 degrees for the year for some of us. But again, I think that's going to hold off until next week for most of us, because we got that bigger heat coming in next week. So the winds right now, they're dying down. They're not that bad right now for most of us. Okay, but then as we go through the afternoon, it's going to change. You see that? We're back up to 25 miles per hour out at the north and west side of the valley. See these winds right here? That's going to really elevate that fire danger. The fire danger is not going to be that bad today, but it will pick up later on this evening. And there you can see some gusty winds along the coast. Not that bad actually for the eastern mountains, probably about 10, 15 miles per hour. Now tomorrow morning, look at this. We're actually going to get a nice little break from the winds. They're going to calm down for most of us. It's going to be pretty nice. And you're thinking, all right, it's going to be a good day. Not that windy. Hold on here, because look at this. As we go through the day, over 30 mile an hour gusts are a possibility on Saturday. That's going to mean higher fire danger. Now, the coast not looking that bad. You're actually looking about 10 to 15, right? And then you're talking about some gusty winds in the eastern mountains from the west, 20 to even 30 miles per hour. Now, Sunday, they die down again a little bit. All right, you're going, all right, things are looking better. But look at Sunday afternoon. Again, we're looking at some gusty winds again, mainly from the north-northwest. But look at the winds for the coast. They're gusty in Del Norte County, and the winds are more now from the south-southwest. Not as bad for Eureka, but still breezy, gusty. So a bit of a change in that wind shift, that is. So the humidity for today, yeah, I mean, we're down to the single digits. That's why our fire danger is eventually going to be pretty high. Now, the humidity over the next few days is actually going to increase, but still some fairly high humidity because of the hot temperatures, although not as hot as today, and those gusty winds. Gusty winds Sunday, but the humidity levels, look at this. The humidity levels are actually really nice. Almost 30, in fact, over 30% for some in the valley. So that is really going to help to decrease that fire danger, but as you saw, it'll still be kind of gusty out there. So let's take a look at that. We factor in the temperature, the winds, and the humidity, okay? So here we are, 6 p.m. today. Look at that. See how we're seeing the oranges in there? That's indicating high fire danger. So especially the northwest side of the valley, we're seeing that potential for some gusty winds and high fire danger. Now we take you into Saturday. Look at that. Nice little bullseye over Tehama County, but I think that'll be extending northward even into Redding area too. But southward, the fire danger not as high for, say, Glenn and Butte counties. Sunday, look at this. Now remember, the winds are a lot stronger on Sunday, but the humidity levels are higher, temperatures are lower, so as a result, we're mainly barely within that moderate range here for the fire danger. So it is dropping on Sunday. So as of right now, we're seeing the ridge of high pressure in place. That's going to give us the mainly sunny skies, hot temperatures today for most of us. And again, I say that. When I say hot temperatures, you know what I'm talking about, right? You know I'm talking about the valley in particular. You know I'm talking about that even for some of the mountains. But the coast, all right, you know what I'm talking about, right? It's not going to be as hot for the coast. All right, so here we go. This right here, though, is the area of low pressure. This low pressure system is going to be basically just kind of riding to our north. It's going to do a few things. Number one, it's going to give us more cloud cover. Number two, it's going to drop our temperatures down, but still warm. I mean, we're still looking at temperatures above normal through the weekend. But it also, as these systems kind of clip through, they'll clip Northern California. So there could be some brief showers, light showers for Del Norte County, Northern Siskiyou County, Northern Humboldt County, Northern Modoc County. But it's not going to amount to much. And today, when we look at the future cast, I'll show you what I'm talking about, we could see some today as well for some areas. So there's a warmer air that's in place now, but again, these systems kind of just skirt Northern California, gives us cooler temperatures because, again, it's still going to be warm out there, just not as hot as today. Then we go into your Monday, coolest of the next 7 days. We're talking mid-80s, mid to upper 80s for the valley. But our eyes are now focusing off to our east. As we go into Tuesday, the hotter air begins to slightly move in closer. We take you into Wednesday. We take you into Thursday. You see that bubble of heat? Again, I was talking about this earlier. If you didn't see it, I want you to, once I'm done with this, and you have the opportunity to go back and watch, I want you to see the comparison between the two. Because this GFS, American Forecast Model, it is showing that the main bubble of heat is over the desert southwest. The European Forecast Model, same time frame, has a bubble of heat centered over Northern California. That is a huge difference in what our high temperatures would end up being. This keeps our temperatures down below 110 degrees. This would keep our temperatures 110 degrees or higher. So we're going to have to watch this closely. This discrepancy, by the way, has been the case all week long, and there hasn't been much moving in the same direction. However, I will say this. I am seeing the European forecast model trend a little bit closer to the American forecast model, and that could make a difference. So we'll see. But by the end of next week, that warmer air, that heat begins to shift eastward and temperatures should start to drop. So this is not going to be a prolonged heat wave. We're not going to be looking at a heat wave for 10 days. We're not going to be looking at a heat wave for 5 days. We're looking at a heat wave for about 3 days. It's going to really peak and it's going to kind of work its way up, peak on Thursday-ish, and then start to drop after that. So Climate Prediction Center does have us in that above normal category. So take a look at the trend. Not quite 100 today, but could be close in some areas. They drop. Look at Monday. Monday, we're actually dropping down to about normal for this time of the year. Then, again, I was talking about peaking on Thursday, right around Wednesday or Thursday is when we peak, and then temperatures will start to kind of drop. Still hot, though, toward the end of next week, too. I want to show you the trend for the mountains, because the mountains will see that as well. So we're just going to pick Mount Shasta, for example. Same trend for all of the mountains. Dropping on Monday, going back up. I don't think we'll see triple digits in the mountains, but you're talking 90s, well into the 90s for many of those higher elevations. And even the coast, you're seeing a bit of that trend, right? Kind of up and down, no big changes here through Tuesday, but yeah, feeling the impact of that heat wave toward the end of next week as well. Could get in the upper 60s, maybe even touching 70. And by the way, speaking of temperatures, remember the beginning of this month? 69 degrees was the high the first Saturday of May. 66 the first Sunday of May, and then temperatures work their way up. But I mean, even 74 degrees last Saturday. I mean, it's just crazy, right? And then, of course, we're seeing those temperatures go up. This was the hottest day of the year so far, the 15th. Today, the 31st, could possibly reach that 98, 99 mark, maybe even 100 for some. Kind of interesting. I just wanted to show you that, where May was kind of one of those interesting months where we started off cooler, right? So here's the chances for rain. Showers developing this afternoon, late today, by the way. You're going to be dry today in Lassen and Plumas counties. But by about 4 or 5 o'clock, you start to see a few showers possibly developing. Most of you will be dry, okay? But it's not out of the question for you to see a stray shower for some of you. And then later this evening, Modoc County getting in on it. So Alturas, yeah, you could see a stray shower. Then before midnight, it's all gone. Now, I want to show you futurecast through the weekend because here we are Saturday morning, seeing some fog along the coast, but dry and mainly sunny to start off the day. Now, I think we're going to get a veil of high clouds through a good portion of the day on Saturday. So we'll call it mostly sunny, just a veil of high clouds, but dry. Looks like some low clouds kind of still sticking around here for parts of the coast. Sunday morning, we're seeing some, again, remember I was talking about these systems that are giving us cooler temperatures. They're going to clip Northern California, and there could be a stray shower for Del Norte County, Siskiyou County, even Modoc County as we take it through the day on Sunday. See Sunday? See how we're seeing these showers trying to pop up here? I don't anticipate it to be a big deal. Shouldn't be a deal breaker for any outdoor plans you have, but just be aware that Sunday you may run into some activity. Monday is the day that I think we'll see the best chances for rain for the coast, inland, and all of the mountains. The valley should remain dry. And I've included a chance even for Susanville and Lassen and Plumas counties in general, but the best chances are going to be in these areas of green that you see right here. Okay. Then we go into next week. It's actually showing a lot more cloud cover than you'd anticipate during a heat wave, right? But again, we've got that ridge of high pressure really building in, and it also depends on which forecast model you look at as well, but mainly dry through next week minus Monday. So there are your wave heights. The wave height's pretty high today. That's why there's a small craft advisory through today, but look how much they're retreating on Saturday. So it should be a lot better for those of you that need to be on a boat. A small boat on Saturday. So there's that small craft advisory I was talking about. Northwest winds at 15 to 20 knots. All right, here is your detailed neighborhood forecast starting off with Trinity County. Highway 299 corridor, mainly around 90 degrees, give or take. Now notice the temperatures. They're going down over the weekend, even more so on Monday with a chance for showers, and then they go back up. I think places like Weaverville, Hayfork, you could make it to 100 degrees by Wednesday, Thursday. Same situation for Hayfork. You could get up to about 100 degrees here for Wednesday, Thursday. There's that chance for showers on Monday. But today, it's going to be warm, but just not as hot as what we'll see here for next week. 77 for Honeydew, 84 degrees for Miranda, 89 degrees for Garberville. Chance for showers on Monday. That's the case for all of the North Coast and all of the inland areas as well. 66 in Fortuna, 68 degrees for Hydesville. Look for a high of 91 for Willow Creek. It's getting warm out there. I mean, it's going to be one of the hottest days of the year for many of us, from even 2 weeks ago. 79 degrees for Gas Key, 69 degrees for Oric, and Smith River, not bad, with a high of about 76 degrees. Now for Siskiyou County, what we've got here, dry conditions through Sunday, cooler, chance for showers Monday. And I mean, we're talking mid-90s for some of those warmer spots. Scott Valley, you're getting pretty warm by next week as well. You're talking mid-90s by Thursday, the high of about 95. Chance for showers on Monday, nothing to write home about. We take you up to central eastern Siskiyou County. Coolest temperatures today, of course, typical, right? Higher elevations to the north and east, around 80, give or take. Showers Monday, dry and warmer going into next week. Your Modoc County neighborhood forecast. Isolated showers later this evening, but dry today. Temperatures low 80s, upper 70s tomorrow, Sunday. Even low 70s by Monday with a better chance for showers, back in the low 90s by next Wednesday and Thursday. Your Eastern Mountains neighborhood forecast could see an isolated shower late this afternoon, early this evening, maybe even an isolated thunderstorm. But for the most part, you're not going to see a lot of rainfall. It's going to be hit or miss. 76 for Manzanita Lake, 70 out towards the south entrance. Prattville about 80, and Westwood you'll top out at about 81 degrees. Can you see it? There's a little bug crawling on my green screen. Let's see if I can see it. There it is. All right, get out of there. All right. Let's take a look at the eastern mountains to the south. Paradise, about 88 degrees. Mineral, 82. 86 for Susanville, and 85 degrees for Doyle. Maybe I need to go see an exterminator to get some rid of the bugs. I don't have a lot of bugs, but that was just kind of weird. All right, anyways, there's your Valley neighborhood forecast brought to you by NorCal Tractor. 98 for Red Bluff, 98 for Chico, 96 Oroville. And look at those temperatures. Now, these temperatures I will be adjusting over the next few days. I may be adjusting them higher. I may be adjusting them lower. This honestly is probably on the conservative side than a lot of the apps that you're seeing here. So again, stay tuned. 97 for the city of Shasta Lake, 98 Anderson, 93 for Whiskey Town, that is. Cottonwood, you'll top out at 98. So again, you'll see temperatures going down, and then down even more Monday, then back up Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Here's a look at your 7-day outlook for Redding. Oh yeah, temperatures are dropping. So, we say cooler over the weekend. It's still going to be hot. I mean, 94 degrees, come on, that's still hot, right? 86 though by Monday, that's much nicer. That's going to be, it's one of those weeks where Mother Nature is saying, haha, right? Come on, teasing you a little bit. 86 for the high on Monday with showers in the mountains. Weather Service is putting showers on Monday for the valley. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it'll be dry. But you get the idea, right? And then we go from 86 to about 100 degrees Tuesday, and then over 100 degrees for Wednesday and Thursday. Gotta love it, my friends. Gotta love it. Let's see what everyone's got going on out there this morning. Good morning from Paradise. Good morning. And thanks for explaining the European model. Yes, again, I remember years ago there was another meteorologist working with me. I won't mention his name. And I remember I was doing what I just did. I was kind of explaining some of the discrepancies in the forecast models. And he disagreed with my approach. He said, you just got to pick one and go with it. And I said, dude, that's wrong. No. Because the thing is, if you pick one and go with it, okay, you go forward with confidence, but this is what gives meteorologists a bad name, right? Must be nice to be wrong and still have a job, right? It's that approach to presenting the weather that gives many meteorologists a bad name, because if there's a big discrepancy, you don't mention that to people, and they don't understand that there is that discrepancy, and then they go, oh, you said it was going to be 110 and it was only 105, right? So that's where it's important to really communicate with what's really going on out there. Yeah, thank you, Krista. That's kind of the whole. That's what I like to do, is just showing you what I'm dealing with, right? When I wake up in the morning, I come in, I look at the forecast models, I go, come on, agree. Oh, they don't agree. It's like it's like watching two people argue. Like just get along, right? So that makes my job more difficult. But that's what I'm here for. I'm here to explain to you what's going on, so you can have a really better idea of what's going on. 41, light breeze in Castle area. Good morning. Dress in layers, coat to T-tops. Yeah, exactly. All right, folks. Well, that is going to do it. I'm going to be, Brian Wilson has the weekend off, but I will be here this weekend to give you the weather updates. So keep checking in, and I will be giving you more updates on what we expect with next week's heat wave. And, of course, talking about the fire danger. We can't forget, as our focus is on next week's heat wave, and we're thinking about that, keep forgetting that right now, we still have that fire danger that we need to be concerned about here over the next couple of days. Even though temperatures are dropping, the winds are still playing a bit of a factor out there. So we definitely need to be careful out there and use caution when it comes to preventing fires. And I would say that your best bet for mowing the lawn, maybe today, but hold off. You want to make sure there's no winds. But then I would say tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning is your best bet. It'll be cooler. The winds won't be as strong, but then the winds are picking up Saturday afternoon. So do it Saturday morning if you've got to mow that lawn, if it's a lot of dry vegetation. All right, folks, we are going to get you going with some of these great images coming in. Looks like we got a bug on the lens. That time it's not on my green screen. But that's it, folks. Have yourselves a great Friday. Have a great weekend. And we will see you this weekend during my regular updates. I'll see you on Coffee with Krueger next Monday.